acquitted in the killing of a New York bridegroom who wasn't armed. We've been following this verdict today. A judge found the 3 NYPD detectives not guilty and let them go free after the verdict was announced. Here's the crowd outside the courtroom. Sean Bell was out with friends and loved ones in the wee hours of the morning on his wedding day. The officers said outside that club they thought there was a gun, they thought they were in danger, and that's why they fired off more than 50 rounds. Outside the courthouse, some crowds began weeping, some shouted KKK, some accused the police of being murderers, but so far, no violence in reaction to the verdict. Let's take you live now to a New York cemetery where Sean Bell is buried, and we see that there are, we're just where it looks like the chopper may be moving away from this area, but that there were some mourners now who have gathered near Sean Bell's gravesite. He leaves behind children, a fiance who had expected to marry Sean Bell later that day. Instead, got the news that her fiance had been killed.
Can you imagine your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother brutally murdered the day before their wedding day? On November the 25th, 2006, 23-year-old Sean Bell was shot and killed by the New York City Police Department. Sean Bell was leaving his bachelor party at a nightclub in Jamaica, Queens, New York, when he was confronted by the NYPD. The police department asked him to get out of the car and raise his hands. Sean Bell refused and proceeded to drive off when he slammed in the back of a parked vehicle. As a result, the officers fired 50 shots into his car, killing him and injuring his 2 friends. Sean Bell died instantly. Today, I'm going to be telling you about police brutality in the African American community. My name is Rhonda Fisher, and I hope today that I can let you know and better inform you on how wrongful it is for police to brutally beat citizens. The duties of police officers are to protect citizens and to assure that laws are being upheld in the community to provide a safe and non-chaotic society. But for many years, police officers have been discovered committing the same crimes they're supposed to be stopping citizens from doing. Police officers have been illegally beating citizens as far back as the early 60s. Even out of a few cases that make it to trial, many of these criminals are acquitted or given shorter sentences because of lack of justice. As citizens, we obtain the right and liberties not to be inflicted of any kind of cruel or unusual punishment by the government or by anyone else. Police officers are aware that if they mess up or commit a crime, they'll be commended and not punished because of the lack of police officers. In order to stop police brutalities as citizens, we need to take a stand against these uniformed criminals. If more people begin to get involved in stopping police brutality, eventually the government will have no choice but to start making examples out of police officials abusing their powers. Many people do not realize how serious it is until it happens to them, and then it's too late. The don't ask, don't tell policy in the community has become so hurtful to our society. People don't talk about mistreatment by police officers and are hurt because of this fear. Unfortunately, if these crimes continue to be overlooked, African Americans may never trust police officers, eventually leading to matters getting worse. Thank you.